See my baby in the afternoon. When I leave here, gonna live with you. I'll be back on the 1st of June. Will you hold my boots?
You indeed have 5.
Oh, dandelion, my dandelion. Tell me when you've made your mind. So wake me up and brush my hair and do that little thing you do till I go.
Beautiful. So cute. Oh yeah, you can take a picture together.
Stand over here.
Wow.
Close to you. The frame.
I'm getting singed.
My bow tie, I'm a little
I need to puff his square very nicely. He has high expectations. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is the one.
Can I use my kerchief to polish the shoe? How do you feel?
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
There's a little Sean. You want a little
Sean
for you, Sean?
Thank you.
These instructions couldn't be less clear.
The puff one?
Yeah.
Yeah, not helpful.
No.
Do you already adjusted it all? Or?
Nope.
That's great. It's pretty. It looks great. I can tell. Little tight.
Oh.
Start rolling. Ruin the video.
Yeah, you're good.
Doesn't take time.
Nice.
That was sick.
That was cool.
Got how many
Pop, lock and drop it. Pop, lock and drop it. Pop, lock and drop it.
Wait, how long is
Lock and drop it.
how long is this going for? Because I might have to piss.
counting?
Wanna be there when the voices in your head are loud enough to make you lose your mind. But just the same, when you're dominating the day, I wanna be the one who's by your side. You know my love is not the jealous type. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. Oh, I can stay or I can come, no matter where you're coming from. I can be the one to let you choose. Wanna hold you close but never hold you back, just like the banks to the river. And if you ever feel like you are not enough, I'm gonna break all your mirrors. I wanna be there when the darkness closes in, to make the truth a little clearer. I wanna hold you close but never hold you back, I'll be the banks for your river.
Deep breath, Lord. Jesus, we're really grateful for Davis and for Alexis, and that we get to be part of this. We're excited to witness what you're going to do today, the way that you're going to unite them, and we're more excited to witness what you're going to do with their lives together, and getting to walk alongside them as they do life together and with you. And so, God, I pray you bless them today. I pray that you'd help them be present in the moment, to recognize your goodness, to just to see each other, and to have the experience of being in this place at this time. Thanks for what you're beginning today, and pray that you would bless
Welcome everybody.
We're so glad that you're here with us today to celebrate the big day for Davis and Alexis. In order for the ceremony to be free of distractions, Davis and Alexis have asked you to just silence our devices and keep those taken away until the end. And the photographers are going to take plenty of pictures, and they're happy to share those at the end. So, thank you. Alexis, you receive your bride. Well, friends, it's been a fun few years, lots of unexpected moments, but we're finally here. You made it. Deep breath. My name's Matt. I've had the privilege of knowing Davis and Alexis for a few years now, and I'm really honored to be part of today. We're standing here today on holy ground. What you two are entering into is something both beautiful and mysterious. You will not leave this place the same way that you came. You came in as bride and groom, and you will leave as husband and wife. Something holy is happening here today, something that only God can do. The two of you are becoming one. You're submitting yourself to something that is an incredible reflection of the love of Jesus. You're choosing one person out of all the people in the world and entering into a covenant with each other and with God. Our prayer today is that we might encounter God alongside you as we participate in this miracle. Davis and Alexis, turn and look at the people who've come to support you today. All of these people have come to stand beside you in this. I hope the two of you feel the support of these family and friends. I hope you feel the presence of God in this place. And I hope you feel the blessing that He's giving you. You can turn back around. Would you all please join me as we pray for Davis and Alexis? Lord, we pray that Davis and Alexis would open their hearts to you in this moment, that they'd be attentive to your spirit, that they have eyes to see and ears to hear all that you're doing. We thank you and we praise you for how you led them toward each other, and we pray that you would bless this day and all of the days of their new life together.
Colossians 3:12 through 17 says, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another, if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you, and over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly, as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom in psalms, hymns, and songs of the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. And whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him."
Well, Davis and Alexis, it is now time to make your intentions for marriage known to God and to each other. These are promises that you are making to God for how you intend to live together. So, Davis, will you have this woman to be your wedded wife, to live together according to God's ordinance, united as one and committed to each other in the holy bond of marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others? Pledge your faithfulness to her alone, as long as you both shall live?
I will.
And Alexis, will you have this man to be your wedded husband, to live together according to God's ordinance, united as one and committed to each other in the holy bond of marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others? Pledge your faithfulness to him alone, as long as you both shall live? And all of you witnessing these promises, will you do everything in your power to support, encourage, and pray for these two in their marriage? If so, answer, we will.
We will.
You guys can turn to me. Well, David Davis and Alexis. It's a privilege to know you both. It really is. I love you guys, and I feel honored and thankful to be here with you. You've lived through a lot together, and I, like many of us in this room, have had the privilege of seeing small glimpses of that life, watching it grow as you grow toward each other, and have continued to grow in your faith. Davis, you've always been an enjoyable person to be with. You're not always the loudest person in the room, but you're the person we always want in the room. You're consistent, you're a loyal friend, you're a man who's trustworthy and full of integrity, and you have led by a great heart and deep faith. You set a great example for others to follow. You're willing to sacrifice and learn in order to grow. You think of others before yourself, and you've always been joyful and full of God's Spirit. You engage God and others with a deep passion and faithfulness. And as God has shaped you, He's shaped those natural gifts in amazing ways. He's cultivated in you a quiet and authentic joy, and developed in your spirit a deep desire to do what is right as you pursue a holy life. And He's built up your identity on that firm foundation. You've put your hope in Christ, and your confidence has grown. That confidence has brought with it a steadfast spirit and the authority of a man who seeks Jesus in all that he does. And it's that kind of confidence that's allowed you to pursue a woman like Alexis and win her over not only with your charm, but with your spiritual depth. Alexis, as I've gotten to know you more and more, I've been so impressed with how intentional you are. You're committed, you're engaging, you're easy to be with. You know what matters to you, and you encourage the best in Davis and in those around you. You're a leader, but you're willing to follow. You make friends easily, and you invite others into the hope and purpose that you have in Christ. You're thoughtful, you're measured with your words and with your actions. You speak encouraging words, and you take action in situations where it's needed. God has used these things to make you into a woman who is hopeful and resilient. So in so many ways, you've both chosen to make personal sacrifices in order to invest in the lives of others, a lot of the people in this room. People listen to you, and they both respect your voices because of the way that you listen and respect their voices. It's all those Christ-like qualities which God has used to unite the two of you and build a bridge of trust between you. You're strong in the Lord, and you both walk in faith that will serve your marriage. You follow Jesus where He calls you, and you encourage each other in the pursuit of God. The truth is, you complement each other in amazing ways. Where each of you is weak, the other is strong. What you have is unique and special. But marriage is about more than compatibility. It's about commitment. You've been faithful in what you've been given so far, but now more is being entrusted to you. And as we've got to talk together today, as leading up to this day of marriage, as with any marriage, there'll become a point where loving the other person is going to cost you something. Where you'll have to choose to love each other, not just with words, but in action. Love is a verb, and it's proven by its action. Action is God's definition of love. And His vision for marriage is that we're to love each other the way that He loves us, which means joyfully and sacrificially, with grace and with truth. Love is both a safe place to hide and an iron that sharpens. Real love, true love, is a covenant where one person promises to love and serve each other regardless of their response. You will continue to experience many circumstances together. Many of them will be full of joy and laughter, and others will be incredibly difficult. But in the midst of these, the way you love each other and fight for each other will be through sacrifice and surrender. Because the only way to truly live sacrificially is to surrender. Alexis, your call is to love and serve Davis as your husband, inviting his wisdom and encouraging the leadership God is building in him. And Davis, your call is to lay down your life on Alexis' behalf, offering whatever you can of yourself so that she can live in the fullness of who God has created her to be. You're both invited to surrender yourselves to God and to each other, putting the other person before yourself. And in doing so, you often find that kind of love is reciprocated. While love like this might seem difficult or even impossible, we have an incredible model in Jesus. He uses marriage as an example of how He loves and pursues His people. dying for us so that we might live. His love is a model for us to follow, and His grace covers over us when we fall short. Because of this, there's two things that I want you to remember as you enter into this covenant, and the first is the most important. The first is, remember your first love. Remember that it's Christ that binds you together, and it's Him that makes you strong. When things get tough, retreat into Him. He's your rock, and as you lean on Him, your marriage will stand. He's the one who invites you into more and more life and instills in you His heart for each other and for the world. He's the Lord of your lives and your marriage. He's worth following and He's worth listening to. And secondly, humble yourself and offer each other grace. When everything's going wrong, give each other the benefit of the doubt. Humble yourselves. Assume the best. Offer each other grace. In Ann and I's marriage, we often fall short of how we sacrifice and serve each other. But we remind each other often it's not always about whether or not we get it right, but rather how we respond when we don't. Our life together is full of mistakes and apologies. We remind each other that God's grace offers to cover over us. His kindness leads us to turn back to Him. Jesus has shown you both grace and will continue to show you grace as you strive to model it to each other. He's the ultimate example of love, and His message is grace. He loved us enough to come to earth as a man, live a perfect life, and then freely give that life in exchange for ours. He gave His life so that we could know love and be known by God. It was neither earned nor deserved. It was a selfless act of love. So our invitation is to be like Him in this way, to clothe ourselves in love and put the needs of the other above our own, to devote ourselves to Him in order to love each other the best that we can. So to sum it up, remember your first love, humbly offer grace to each other. If you do those things, your lives will be full of the love and richness of Christ. Davis, I want you to turn and look at Alexis. Someday you'll stand before God, and He will look into your eyes and ask you, how does Alexis look more like my son Jesus because she spent her days with you? Today you will vow to use all of your strength and wisdom to usher her into the fullest expression of the woman God has created her to be on this earth. And Alexis, likewise, someday you will stand before God and He'll look into your eyes and ask you, how does Davis look more like my son Jesus because he spent his days with you? Today you will vow to use all you are and all you have to help Davis be transformed more and more into the image of Christ. Davis and Alexis, we love you both. May God bless you and empower you with His strength and mercy as you take your vows. As Davis and Alexis have planned for this day, they've carefully thought through how they intend to live with each other. They will now share those vows with each other and with God.
I, Davis, take you, Alexis, to be my wife. These things I promise you. I will be faithful to you and honest with you. I will respect, trust, help, and care for you. I will share my life with you. I will forgive you as we have been forgiven.
hearts in love. These rings are fitting symbols of their relationship. The ring is an unending circle, symbolizing the unending vows you've taken. I want you to feel the other person's hands in yours. These are the hands that will share your joys and your sorrows. These are the hands that will work alongside yours. The hands that will wipe your tears. The hands that will hold you when you dance, pick you up when you fall. These are the hands that, God willing, will hold your children and your grandchildren. And when the day comes, these are the hands that will release the other into death. You were holding the hand you were entering into a covenant with. May this ring always be a reminder to you and to others that you have vowed to be one with each other in the presence of God. As a token of your vows, you will now give and receive the rings. Davis. In placing the ring, repeat after me these words. With this ring, I give myself to you. With all that I have, and all that I am, as a symbol of my commitment to you. Alexis, receive this ring. Repeat after me these words. With this ring, I give myself to you. With all that I have, and all that I am, as a symbol of my commitment to you. As one of their first acts together in marriage, Alexis and Davis want to take a moment to engage in communion together. And communion is an act of remembering Christ and his role in this marriage. It is, as we talked about earlier, a chance to remember your first love. So as Davis and Alexis enjoy this private moment, please pray for them and listen to the song that's being Friends, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's favor be on you, and may each day in your marriage be a day where you fall more and more in love with God and more in love with each other. So now, in light of the vows that you've taken today, we ask that God would take your two souls and make them one. By the authority of Jesus Christ and because of what God has done, we now declare that Davis and Alexis are husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Davis, you may kiss your bride.
wife, Mr. and Mrs. Elliott.
I have no record, proud days. The light is on me, I can say. I have no parts, I have no life.
It truly means the world to us, and we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. I especially want to thank David and Renee Smith for doing everything. Also, Ernie and Dolores, Charlotte, you for being the loving grandparents. And also to my parents, Jim and Michelle, for also supporting us in all that you've done. And also to Granny, Susan Elliott, for being another loving grandparent. Thank you so much to everyone at our wedding party, and Lindsay for really helping out. I mean, we couldn't have done it without all of you, and we are so eternally grateful for every one of you. Thank you.
Had such an impact on and Alexis' lives. I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. For everyone that doesn't know me, my name's Allison. I'm Alexis' younger sister, her much less patient sister, and her maid of honor. I mean, I guess I've always been some sort of maid for her. Do all of their chores that they don't want to do. And Alexis somehow always convinced me that her chores were a privilege. So, but I've recently been promoted, so. But all jokes aside, it's truly a privilege to be standing here today. As I was deciding what I was going to say in my speech, that expresses how I have always felt about her. Davis, you're my hero, you're my best friend and closest companion. You're a role model and a leader, not a follower. You have played such a big role in my life. You don't know how thankful I am that you're my sister. You're my hero, and that will never change. This message that I wrote to you in 2013 is even more real now than it's ever been. And I want you to know how thankful I am for you. I'm sure all of you feel very similar about Alexis' kind heart, and it's truly an honor to be her sister. Wow, Alexis is one of the sweetest people I know. She also might be one of the most indecisive people I know. She has a hard time making almost every decision in her life, including dating Davis. Alexis and Davis met at CU Boulder in Young Life, a Christian-centered ministry that helps high school and college students grow their faith with Jesus. Davis is younger than her, so they didn't meet until she was a couple years into college. During COVID, my parents and I were constantly hearing about this guy named Davis. Like, she would talk about him every day. So I finally convinced my dad to go ask her if she's gonna go hang out with her boyfriend. She vehemently denied dating him and swore that they were just friends. But 1 week later, Alexis walks into the house and tells us she has something to tell us. Davis finally asked her on a date to the Rockies game. Davis brings some great qualities to our family. For example, he's always down for a sweet treat and knows a good green chili. I guess he's also a good guy and has a great personality. In all honesty, Davis, you're truly an amazing person and have brought out an incredible side of my sister. You two are a wonderful couple, and I'm so excited for you to enjoy married life. Your first official holiday as a married couple will be Halloween, and Davis, you're the only one that needs a costume idea, because Alexis is already a cougar. So I'm going to end my speech the only way I could think of. So, thanks to Davis.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, and now we'll have our best man, Jackson, say a few words for us.
His older brother, and I also have the honor to be his best man. Because of that great honor, I also have the pleasure and the responsibility of giving a speech to honor the best of these two. But first, honestly, tonight has been just incredible and beautiful. Like upstairs was really special, honestly. We're still just getting started, and it's all thanks to months of behind-the-scenes work from Davis and Alexis, and David and Renee, and my parents, Jim and Michelle. Just thanks to all of you for putting together such a beautiful yeah, it's been really, really special. Many of you who know Davis today know him to be the responsible, kind-hearted, flexible, helpful, and intelligent man that he so clearly is today. Alexis, I know that's at least part of the reason why you fell in love with him in the first place. He's truly the easiest person to be around, and he's an ever-calming presence that everyone loves. As a child, though, things were a little bit different. Some of you heard about this last night a little bit. The Davis today is an extremely adventurous eater. You're likely to find him seeking out new restaurants or trying out new recipes in the kitchen, and he's become something of a coffee connoisseur these days. But in 2004, the 5 food groups of Davis consisted of chicken tenders without sauce, cheese pizza without visible herbs, cheese quesadillas with nothing touching it, peanut butter, and candy. If those weren't on the menu, you were sure to get a tantrum unlike anything you've ever seen. Beginning with punches thrown, screaming, and possibly ending in vomit from Davis getting himself too worked up. Anyone who talks to Davis today knows that he's extremely smart. He's a go-to for troubleshooting projects and ideas, and he's one of the first people to figure out the strategy of complex games. But growing up, I remember multiple times of going to the hospital with Davis when he would stick a plastic BB in his ear, or when he decided it would be a good idea to climb to the top of a gigantic armoire to get the candy hidden at the top of it, and it and all of the expensive Steelers memorabilia that it housed came crashing down. The Davis today loves to play games of all kinds, and he tends to be a stickler for the rules. Growing up, favorite game of the Elliots was Candyland. Davis would kindly offer to shuffle the deck. His helpfulness was mysteriously out of character for Davis. He would turn his back to us, shuffle the deck knowing exactly where the best card in the game was hidden. Queen Frostine, for those familiar. Delaney and I, being his smarter older siblings, of course knew that Davis put Queen Frostine right at the very top of the deck, and he would ask to go first. But Davis was no ordinary 4-year-old cheater. Davis would request to go last. How selfless of him. And when Davis's turn came up, lo and behold, he'd pull Queen Frostine. He would make a big display that he just won the game, so surprised. Delaney and I would call him on his cheating, which was immediately met by swift action from Davis. The board would get thrown up in the air, cards strewn across the room, and likely vomit also ensued. Today, Davis is extremely flexible. He's easy to be around, well liked by all, and is always deferring to the preferences of others. As a child, though, well, at this point you get the picture. Funny enough, none of this behavior translated to the classroom, which was very frustrating for my mother, where Davis was always a favorite of his teachers and had many friends. But back home, Delaney and I would have serious conversations about whether we needed to hire the Super Nanny TV show to come and fix our time bomb of a brother. So as a word of encouragement to all of you struggling to parent unruly toddlers and crazy children, Davis is living proof that it does get better. Truly, the brother I sometimes wanted to get rid of has turned into my best friend, and I couldn't be more thankful. I'm sure Alexis is in agreement, as she met Davis long after this trial period ended. But also, I did find out last night that you might have had your own trial period from middle school to high school, possibly. David may say something about that, I'm not sure. But Alexis, I'm just really thankful for you. You complement Davis like any good life partnership. You are able to be a person of refuge and fun for him. And I've watched the two of you over the past few years, come across multiple obstacles from loss of life of family members and not terminal illnesses, but illnesses of family members. And it's just really inspiring and special to watch the way that the two of you lean on each other and that you always know what the other person wants without them even saying. It's just clear that you're both rocks for each other. It's honestly just a treat to watch both of you. I'm really thankful. Alexis, you're the final Elliott sibling. And I speak for the whole family when I say that, welcome to the clan. Davis and Alexis, I speak for everyone here when I say that we're thrilled to be here and to celebrate you both. Cheers to the journey that you've been through thus far, and to the life that you're beginning today. Could not be more excited. We love you both. Cheers to the Elliots.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to tell you, and the speeches last night were wonderful too, as well. So here goes. Good evening, everyone. My name is David Smith, and I have the honor of being the father of the bride. Many of you know me as a longtime educator, but tonight I stand before you as a proud father celebrating a momentous occasion in our family's life. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude to each one of you for joining us tonight to celebrate the wedding of my oldest daughter, Alexis, to Davis Elliott. Your presence here means the world to us, and it's a testament to the love and support that surrounds Alexis and Davis as they begin this new chapter together. I didn't put it on my phone, Alexis, so I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank everyone who helped make this a beautiful event possible. To my lovely wife, Renee. Who alongside Alexis and Allison tirelessly planned and prepared for this day. And to everyone else who pitched in with their time, creativity, and support, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Renee. You're not just a partner in life, but also the rock of our family. Your unwavering love and dedication to our daughters have shaped them into the remarkable young women they have become. That's obvious from the speech earlier. Renee, thank you for everything you do. A special thank you also to Davis's parents, Jim and Michelle. Thank you. You truly made this event tonight and previous events earlier great by supporting us, and also thank you for welcoming Alexis into your family with open arms. We truly appreciate it. Now let's talk about Alexis a little bit. I'll try not to embarrass her too much. But Renee and I have been blessed with two incredibly kind and caring daughters. We never really had to worry much about either one of them. They've always exceeded expectations. I was talking about this to somebody last night, that Alexis and Allison have just been like, other than this story about the middle school that somebody brought up, they've just been like real low key and easy to be a father to. I can tell you from my point. As many of you know, Alexis pursued a career in speech language pathology, a chance that wasn't always clear to her from the start. You may have heard this story, but when Alexis was in middle school, she took this aptitude test. And one of the things that it said she should be is a speech language pathologist. And as many of you probably know, Renee has been a speech language pathologist for over 32 years. And so when Alexis figured that out, Renee's like, hey, didn't really say anything, but Alexis like, no way, I'm never gonna be a speech language pathologist, Mom. Yet, as fate would have it, Alexis found herself drawn to the field during her time at the University of Colorado, where she not only excelled academically, but also discovered a deep passion for helping others find their voice. Just like her mother has done for the past 30 years. Alexis's commitment to making a difference in people's lives through communication is truly inspiring, and we couldn't be more proud of her accomplishments. Okay, so here we go, here's the dirt. As a child, Alexis was afraid of some things. So the first thing she was afraid of was the gorilla at Casa Bonita. She was also afraid of Chuck E. Cheese. So needless to say, we weren't allowed to go to those places ever again, because Alexis would scream hysterically when she saw them. When Alexis was 4, Renee and I are going to be celebrating our 32nd wedding anniversary on July 25th this year. But when we were celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary, we took a trip to Disneyland, okay? So there we discovered that Alexis was afraid of Disney characters. And she loved the Dumbo ride. So the only thing she would let us go on was the Dumbo ride, because she could see what was going on. She wouldn't ride on anything else. So Renee and I had a nice trip that time. But one of the most endearing things about Alexis as a child was when she would get upset with you or someone or something. She has this gesture, and Alexis and I, if she gets upset at something and I want to make her laugh, I do this. So when Alexis was a kid, she'd get mad at something, she'd go like this. So if you ever are in a situation where Alexis is getting upset at you and you want to make her laugh, do that, and she'll laugh because she did it as a kid. It was funny. All right, so let me talk about Davis a little bit. Davis is a wonderful young man. From the moment we met Davis, Renee and I knew. Hang on. We knew he was someone special, a kind, hardworking, sensitive, and incredibly intelligent young man. As everybody here should know, or if you don't know, he recently graduated from the University of Colorado with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. All right. There are CSU graduates in here too, guys. Okay, so Davis invited Renee and I to this symposium where he was presenting his senior project. And so when I walked into the symposium, I was like, no clue. I'm walking around and it's all engineering projects in the event center, like the practice facility. And so it was, mechanical engineering and chemical engineering and all kinds of engineering. And I'm like, so I walked up to Davis and I started asking him questions. And, he was a kind guy. He was like explaining to me in non-engineering terms what they were working on, and so I truly appreciated that. You have no idea, because I felt like a complete idiot when I was younger. Another heartwarming thing that I have with Davis is, so we took a trip to Steamboat Springs as a family, because I had won the trip through my school, and so we took Davis to this, with us. And so I was thinking the whole time, he's going to ask for her hand in marriage. The whole time I kept thinking he was going to do it. So then he's like, I want to go fishing. So I was like, okay. So we went down to the creek and he didn't do it. And I was like, dude. And so then about 2 weeks later, Davis sends me a text and he's like, hey, I want to take you to breakfast. And I'm like, this is going to be it. So Davis and I went to a restaurant up in Brighton. I work in Brighton. And he's like, yeah, could I? And then he was just so nervous. And I'm like, you're wanting to ask for Alexis' hand in marriage? And he's like, yes. But it was really heartwarming. And I think the world of him because of it. It was great. Okay, now I gotta give a little bit of advice, so I'm gonna try something. Okay, so here we go. So my advice to you is never settling for mediocrity. Try to be the best versions of yourself for each other and everyone you encounter. And to me, that means giving 100% effort 100% of the time. And both of you, I know, are gonna do that for the rest of your lives. And so also allowing yourself to learn and grow from your mistakes, I think that's important as well. So we know how deeply you love each other, and we wish you nothing but the best. So here's a toast to Alexis and Davis, the perfect match. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, one more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for all of those wonderful speeches.
We can go all night, so don't be shy. I'm about to blow your mind. Come on, baby, whip it one more time. Just hold on tight, gonna be a bumpy ride. Come on, baby, whip it.
Oh yeah. Whip it, whip it. It's that vibe your auntie be dancing to. So move your and whip it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You ain't never heard nothing like this before. Bruce Lee, well, man, I got the glow. Got the hands in the air when I'm at the show. Oh yeah. Black Rob, girl, that body, whoa. I love when you move it slow. I love when you take it low. Real girls get down on the floor, you know I whip it real good. Whip it real good. Front day, back to your hood. She know I got the good wood. Hop in cause the car ain't rented and you can't see me cause the window tinted. Anything you want, girl, go get it cause the car masterpiece. Got no limit. Let it whip.
Let it whip.
And whip it. And, hey.
No time to trip.
No time to trip.
Child.
Hey.
So move